the year of the stake, the year of the horse, and how it kind of related to, we've been talking about this transition for yourself in context for yourself. I think it'll be quite an interesting talking point that we can use throughout the documentary.
Okay.
So yeah, let's jump off from there.
I mean, let's put it like this. There was really a time when even reading horoscopes or anything about astrology, it wasn't something I was really resonating with. But the more I literally opened the possibility that there might be something about it, especially knowing that people like deal with these things for many years and since a lot of time, I dived in and actually looked like, what does the year of the snake, what does it stand for? And very, very often I really read like things that are just not useful for you anymore. Or also things that you have been carrying for too many years, carrying it with you, that would, for future possibilities, drag you down. It's slowly just gonna give you the possibility and open your eyes also that there is something that maybe needs to be shed from your life. And sometimes this happens consciously by you deciding what is it you need to let go. But it also happens in terms of giving you experiences where you just feel like such an experience, I definitely would not like to have them walking on right now into the future. And that means so many things were happening, Jordan, in those 2 years. Like one main reason, meaning, or one main change was that I moved from Germany, where the temple is located. I moved to support my family, which means that really from one day to another, the surrounding that I knew for many years, the people I was surrounded with, everything that I was doing, my daily schedule even, everything from one day to another, like literally felt like it's cut off. Yeah. So, and in the beginning, of course, being well connected in my old circles, it was in a way a difficult experience for me to let all of this move on, to let all of this, let's say, behind me and to move on. But at the same time, I just felt like, now, there is that saying, in order for something new to come, something old must go. And now I just witnessed it on my own skin. Yeah, because in order now to really be there as support for my family, in order to properly raise my son, to stay with my wife, some changes obviously had to happen. It's just that in the beginning, it felt really like something old about me, something old about the identity I thought from myself to be that time. I had to let go a lot. And this was now in regards to just the temple itself. Then at the same time, since our last documentary, I also had like this strong urge a little bit in the field of martial arts to also show or bring also a little bit into the mind of the people how much partially science is involved in all of these martial art methods that are derived from partially like 1,000 years sometimes, 5,000 years. And therefore I had this urge of also following that time different masters to learn more from them. And there I also felt like that it was not possible anymore to continue this type of relationship, this type of path, while trying to build up like a new life with my family. So literally like my identity, I thought I was that time, was shattered in many, many different layers. So literally temple-wise, what I built up, I left it completely. The masters that I was surrounded with, they are also different reasons, but also didn't continue in that way. So I really felt very, very disconnected at some point with everything that I was feeling connected with before that. But at the same time, I also felt that why even would I try to hold on to something? Because I lived that experience of being inside the temple, being in the field of martial arts for so often, traveling the world, giving workshops, doing all the podcasts and interviews. This was literally how my life looked in the last 5, 6, 7 years, I would say. And after contemplating literally about it, I didn't really have any argument anymore. Why would I continue? Why would I not allow myself actually now to very naturally and effortlessly just do what I feel, what I felt right in front of my eyes would be the right thing to do? Move on with my family, move on with my son. No big thinking needed. It was right in front of my eyes. And so this was just something that also made it for me then really easy and to understand. Actually, it's really great, the Year of the Snake, because it just helped me in a way. It just like mirrored in front of my eyes, what is it that now it's time to let go? And in the moment I went somehow into acceptance and didn't see this shedding of the skin, this shedding of the old as something which is like unpleasant, and just switch into possibility. It was a possibility right now to really consciously tap into something new. And this something new, not because I wanted to push it, but because it was just effortlessly right in front of my eyes.
Just a quick message from today's sponsor. After putting my body through extreme physical and mental stress over the last few years, I realized something important. Most people don't have a health problem, they have a clarity problem. They know something feels off, but they don't have real data or real guidance. That's what Marek Health helped me with. This isn't generic healthcare. You don't get brushed off, you don't get handed vague advice, or have to wait months just to have a real conversation. You get comprehensive lab work, a dedicated health coach who actually checks in, and licensed medical providers who help you understand what's happening in your body and what your options are moving forward. Whether you're dealing with low energy, sleep issue, hormone imbalance, or you just want to perform at your very best, Marek gives you the tools and the team to make the progress. No guessing, no one-size-fits-all protocol. This is real health optimization service. And this isn't just for athletes. If you're someone who takes performance seriously, physically or mentally, this is about making informed decisions instead of hoping things sort themselves out. If you're serious about your health, the first step is simple. Get your blood work done. Head to the link in the description and use code Mulligan for an exclusive offer on your initial assessment. Stop guessing and start taking ownership of your health. Go to the link in the description for your exclusive discount and make sure you use code Mulligan. Thank you, Marek Health, and let's get back into the episode.
This Year of the Snake in a way was a lot about like letting go, but with the forecast, of course, that now we are finding ourselves in a year of the so-called fire horse. Fire horse with a lot of energy moving into the front. If there is something that can be built up, now is the year that supports you, let's say, with the energy of creating something, which would then also have the possibility that it really works in your favor. And the only thing that I, that time, had to contemplate a little bit was, what about the fire element? What about the fire horse? And now, to simplify it, I'm not a specialist, but the way of how I interpreted it for myself. Either you can be motivated by fire. The fire can be the fuel for you to actually move on. So there could be something that allows you to build things up more easily. But at the same time, the fire sometimes also stands for the fact of, if you're not careful, that fire can also burn you, meaning depleting your energy and burning off your energy, making you feel like even if you invest so much, but in a way you're just like burning out without moving forward. And how would you know whether you're going to be in the fire of motivation, in the fire that nourishes you, or in the fire that depletes you. And there I found a nice explanation which said, it is about how authentic are you going to move into this year right now. Being authentic, doing the work based out from your authenticity, the fire horse is going to be under your support. Continuing a way of life not authentic, that fire is going to burn you. You feel like doing something, but you won't reap the fruits. You're just going to invest in unauthentic being, and it's going to just go nowhere. And this literally also meaning for me, I mean, no, like after not doubting at all anymore where all of this knowledge is coming from, I literally ask myself, okay, what is now authentic? What is unauthentic? Yeah, and even though I never mentioned in all of these previous years before that I'm a monk, for example, people still portrayed me as a monk. And even when there were some type of headlines coming up, fake monk, I never said I'm one, but it's still like I still felt something about it. Yes. So, and these were many, many reasons coming together where I literally had to find a way for myself. Okay, how am I going to navigate now into this world? And one of these things is, I know what I stand for, and I just don't feel like anymore. I don't feel it. I don't have the urge for it to prove anything to anyone. That was like one little but very, very essential switch inside of myself. What does it mean, authentic? It means that you're walking through this lifetime knowing what you are, knowing who you are, and don't need any validation whether somebody tells you is right what you do or not right what you do, if they like what you do or don't like what you do, if they like how you dress or don't like how you dress. The point is, I like it. I like it, and I'm in full support and in full confidence of what I say, of what I do. Doesn't matter if somebody else, let's say from the outside, yeah, but they are like later on a philosophical or maybe spiritual view, there's no outside. It's just a mirror of sometimes the doubts I carry inside myself. If I give no choice out there anymore that there could be something unauthentic. I feel like this is something now where I literally feel it is a living practice. The doubt, the fear, the rejection, the looking for validation that like appears somehow out in the world. Yeah, but maybe it's the source from me inside. Why then I start to resonate. And so ultimately what it just means is like even now, even less than I did before, but even more now, really not giving too much about what's out here. And literally just feeling what is like inside of me. What is it there to release? What is it there to maybe nourish? And just from this perspective on, just starting to walk now through this lifetime. Yeah. And in the same sense, just like as a helpful practice also, being very attentive, let's say, on what I am getting hooked on. Every time when I get hooked, I directly try to like return back to making myself empty. No fear, no expectation, literally walking through this lifetime, and every time just feeling what is effortless at this moment. What is effortless at this moment? And whatever is effortless, take the chance, do something about it, use the day, go in the conversation. But what fell off completely is if something is not present somehow right in front of me, the urge to now force something which is not here. This is something that in a way changed about me, or that I'm working on. And yeah,